Hallo Moviepiloten, hier ist Anna für euch von der Berlinale. Ich stehe hier am Potsdamer Platz vor dem Ritz-Carlton und werde jetzt gleich Jason Reitman und Patton Oswalt für euch interviewen zu Young Adult, der am 27. Februar bei uns in die Kinos kommt.
Willkommen im Hampton Inn. Haben Sie reserviert?
Nein.
Mavisse. Gary. Ist da ein Hund in Ihrer Tasche?
Nein.
Could you pitch me the movie in a few sentences, please?
This movie is awesome. Young Adult is like Avatar meets Terminator 2 meets Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Come see this movie about a former high school prom queen that is so living in the bubble of her glory years of high school that it's kind of edged over into a little bit of psychosis. But it's still hilarious to watch her go back and try to win back her high school life. Man, I'm bad at pitching movies.
So what's the message of the film in your eyes?
The message of the film is you've got to move forward. And, embrace the loss of life. Life is about stuff getting torn away from you. It doesn't necessarily need to be tragic unless you're trying to hold on. Don't white-knuckle your youth, I guess.
Ich will auf ein Rockkonzert mit meiner alten Flamme. Und es könnte sein, dass wir wieder zusammenkommen.
Dann zeigen Sie ihm, was ihm entgangen ist.
Er hat mich kürzlich gesehen, er weiß es. Aber seine Frau hat mich schon länger nicht gesehen, also...
It seems to me like a modern thing, this being a young adult for as long as you can. Why do you think we can afford that?
It's interesting that you should ask. I mean, we are definitely living in a time where people are given the luxury of never growing up. And people dress like children for longer, they act like children for longer. They do not take on responsibility. They don't get married, or they get married and they get divorced easily. And for whatever reason, we are living at a fairly irresponsible time.
And I'm quoting a writer, an American writer named John Cheese, who basically said, we extended adolescence like 7 or 8 years longer than it should go. And it's this, people have decided that youth trumps beauty and intelligence. And so in order to act young, they just want to act young. And a lot of times acting young means acting kind of dumb and immature. That way you're always 19 forever. So it's a comfort thing. It's fear of death. So we've extended this fake adolescence.
How long have you known Diablo Cody for?
A few years now. I was on an American TV series that she wrote for Showtime. So yeah, I've known her for quite a while.
And what's she like?
She's great. She's just a very funny, very observant, almost to a fault. Like the way she observes people talking, and then she puts those rhythms so directly in her script, even if it's not necessarily cinematic. She's so good at absolutely nailing how people talk, and also how people fail to communicate with each other, which is key.
Did Diablo Cody write the script for her, or did you cast her after writing the script?
I cast her after she wrote the script. Diablo doesn't generally think about actors when she's writing. As soon as I read it, I thought Charlize. And I happened to see Charlize at a restaurant, and I told her that I thought I had a script for the two of us to make together.
Ja, Mom. Würdest du das Foto von mir und Ellen abhängen?
Welches Foto, Liebling?
Das Hochzeitsfoto. Wir sind geschieden.
Wir haben gedacht, es wäre eine schöne Erinnerung.
An meine gescheiterte Ehe?
Die Hochzeit war kein Misserfolg. Erinnerst du dich an das Tiramisu?
Ich mag Alan gern.
Dad, er ist mein Ex-Mann. Du spielst bitte schon in meinem Team.
Ich finde nur, er ist ein netter Kerl. Wer redet denn gleich von Teams?
I really liked Charlize Theron's performance. I was a bit disappointed when she didn't get a nomination.
Yeah, me too. She definitely should have gotten an Oscar nod for this film because she was amazing and she really went to some dark places.
I was disappointed for her, and I think she's remarkable in the movie, and I don't know.
Why is Young Adult so dark? It's much darker than your previous films.
I think of all my films as dark. For some reason, people notice this one as darker. But I suppose, I guess each of my films is getting closer and closer to the truth.
That is?
No, they're closer and closer to being true and being honest and less caught up in entertaining people. I think my movies are all autobiographical.
So where do we see you in young adult?
When I look at Mavisse and I see her neediness, when I see her desire to be loved or desire to be understood, and going about it the wrong way sometimes, I completely identify with that.
Hey! Schön, dich wiederzusehen.
Ja, finde ich auch. Oh, hallo.
Hallo.
Da ist es ja. Wie entzückend.
Danke.
So you would say the character of Mavisse is realistic.
Yeah.
Do you know people like that?
I know male and female Mavisses, and I bet if you thought for a few moments, you also know Mavisses. You must know, in your line of work, come on, you must know Mavisses, male and female. Everyone knows a Mavisse. But to get to see them this, I mean, usually in real life, you tend to avoid them. You get little small doses of them, but to see 2 hours of this is kind of amazing.
Du bist Mavis Gary?
Mavis Gary Crane.
Ich bin Matt Freehoff. Mein Spind war direkt neben deinem, während der gesamten Highschool-Zeit.
Matt. Freehoff, ja.
So are you already working on your next project?
Yes, it's shooting in June.
What's that? Is that...
It's a romantic drama with Kate Winslet and Josh Brolin about a woman who takes an escaped convict to live with her and her 13-year-old son for the weekend.
Do you have any favorite directors?
Sure. Mike Nichols, Hal Ashby, Alexander Payne, Michael Ritchie. There's a whole bunch of directors that I love.
And is that where you draw your inspiration from?
I guess so, although I find that the largest inspiration as a filmmaker comes from life. Comes from love and heartbreak, comes from, gaining things and losing things, from pursuing life and being disappointed and having fears. I mean, I think all that stuff makes you a better filmmaker more than loving movies or music or art.
Okay, last question that we ask everyone in every interview.
Sure.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
Oh, man. That literally changes by the hour for me, depending on my mood. Right now, my mood is such that I think my favorite movie is The Life and Death of Colonel Blimp, Michael Powell, Emmerich Pressburger.
I was a bit disappointed because I just thought it was a remarkable performance and... Oh, sorry.
Let's start again.
Wow, that was humiliating.
Sorry.